Outsourcing for CPA firms, you hear about it all the time, right? It's promised as this huge game changer for efficiency. But let's be honest, way too often it just ends in total frustration. So today, we're not just going to talk about the common pitfalls. We're going to build your playbook to get this right every single time. Let's dive in.
So on one side, you have the promise, right? A super efficient firm, real cost savings, and finally having the time to focus on growing the business. But the other side is just as real. The peril of communication breakdowns, huge data security risks, and just endless soul-crushing rework. Our whole goal here is to give you the strategy to get all of that good stuff while dodging every single one of those bullets.
So where does it all tend to go wrong? Well, usually, it's right at the very beginning. Phase 1 is all about the setup, those crucial decisions you make before you ever sign a contract. I'm telling you, getting this part right is more than half the battle. It's the foundation for everything that comes next.
And here we go, the first major mistake, treating outsourcing like a quick fix instead of a real strategic move. Just, throwing tasks over the wall during busy season without any system in place? That is a recipe for absolute chaos. The key thing to remember is that successful outsourcing is about building a scalable system, not just hiring a temporary helper. Think of these questions as your first big reality check. Before you even get on the phone with a potential partner, you need to have these answers locked down internally. What exactly are you outsourcing? Who on your team is going to be the main point of contact? And what does success actually look like? The golden rule here is simple. Clarity first, contract second.
Look, we all get it. A huge reason you're even thinking about outsourcing is to save money. But the second big mistake is letting price be the only thing that matters. That lowest bidder might look amazing on paper, but trust me, the hidden cost of bad quality, security issues, or constant rework can completely wipe out any of those initial savings.
This really just says it all, doesn't it? You're not just shopping for the lowest price. You're hunting for the best value. And that means finding a partner that brings real expertise, consistency, and reliability to the table. You got to think of it as an investment in your firm's reputation, not just another expense.
Okay, now let's talk about the thing that makes a lot of firm owners nervous, going offshore. There's this fear that it's automatically going to lead to communication nightmares or a big drop in quality. But here's the truth. When you do it the right way, an offshore team can be a massive boost for your productivity and your client satisfaction. So how do you do it right? You have to vet them like crazy. You're looking for a partner with proven experience in U.S. accounting, super clear communication tools, and absolutely rock-solid data security. When you find a team that has all of that, they stop feeling like a vendor and start feeling like a true extension of your own firm.
Okay, so you've found a partner you think might work. Now we're in phase 2, putting up the guardrails. This is all about building that framework of trust and safety that's going to protect your firm and, even more importantly, your clients.
Let's be crystal clear on this one. Data security is completely non-negotiable. Your clients are trusting you with their most sensitive information. Just assuming your outsourcing partner has good security is a gamble you just can't afford to take. You don't assume, you verify.
And here's your checklist to do just that. Don't just ask them about it. Make them show you. Are they using secure, encrypted channels for everything? Are all their employees under strict NDAs? What's their plan for data backup and disaster recovery? A partner you can actually trust won't just have these answers. They'll be proud to show you.
A really common worry for firms is that outsourcing is going to water down their brand. Clients might get confused or even scared if they find out some third party is doing their books. This is where a really smart solution comes in, and it's called the white label advantage.
So what is it? A white label partnership basically means your outsourced team is completely invisible to your clients. They do all the great work behind the scenes, but everything is delivered under your firm's brand. This is the secret to scaling up your services without confusing your clients or damaging that trust you've worked so hard to build.
And that brings us to the final phase, the partnership itself. You've done the setup, you've built the guardrails, now it's all about mastering the day-to-day management that turns a simple contract into a really powerful, long-term collaboration.
This is where so many outsourcing relationships just fall apart. A lack of clear, consistent communication. If you don't nail down the how and when of communication right from day one, you are just setting yourself up for missed deadlines, confusion, and a whole lot of frustration. This quote just sums it up perfectly. You can't just hand over a bunch of work and then vanish. This has to be an active partnership. It needs regular check-ins, clear points of contact, and shared tools that keep everybody on the same page and moving in the same direction.
Oh, this is another classic trap. You just assume that your partner automatically understands what your firm's quality standards are. But every firm is different. If you don't spell out your expectations right from the start, you're basically signing up for a ton of painful and expensive rework down the line.
So, the solution is to put it all in writing. A service level agreement, or an SLA, is your absolute best friend here. It has to spell out everything: your accuracy targets, your turnaround times, your reporting formats, and the exact process for what happens when an error occurs. And here's a little pro tip. A great partner will actually welcome this and help you build it.
And finally, the last mistake, treating outsourcing like a one-and-done decision instead of an ongoing strategy. To know if it's really, truly working, you have to measure it. If you don't have the data, you're just guessing whether this partnership is actually delivering the value you hoped for.
So, what should you be tracking? Well, key performance indicators, or KPIs. Like, these are what tell the real story. Accuracy rates tell you about quality. Task completion times show you how efficient things are. And client satisfaction scores confirm that you're delivering great service. These numbers show you the real ROI and where you might need to make adjustments.
Okay, so we've run through all these mistakes to avoid. What does success actually look like? Let's boil everything we've talked about down into one final, actionable blueprint.
Here it is. Smart outsourcing isn't just about cutting a few costs. It's about building a firm that's more resilient, more scalable, and frankly, just smarter. It all starts with a plan. It focuses on value. It protects your data. It runs on great communication, and it's proven by clear results. This is how you make outsourcing a real strategic advantage.
And that really leaves us with one final question for you to think about. Take a good hard look at your current strategy, or the one you're planning to build. Is it really set up to create sustainable growth? Or is it just creating a whole new set of headaches? Because when it comes to outsourcing, having the right strategy isn't just important, it's everything.